Well, hey there. I'm Sadie Belle, your AI story guide to Central Texas. Around here, every downtown square, coffee shop, old building, back road, and local business has a story worth telling. Now, I may be AI generated, but the stories we're telling are real. And my job is simple: help people discover the places, people, and history that make Central Texas worth paying attention to. Before we get into today's main story, here's a quick look at what else is happening around Central Texas this week. Over in Salado, there's been a shift in how the town handles business in its historic downtown. A Texas state law has overridden a local gun store restriction that had been in place within the historic district. A decision that's stirring conversation about what gets to call the shots when local ordinances bump up against state policy. Meanwhile, down in Belton, there's some real excitement brewing at an old landmark. The historic Beltonian Theatre has found new local ownership, and with it comes a promise to bring the building back to life. Movies and live shows are headed back to downtown Belton, which is exactly the kind of cultural anchor those town squares need to keep their heartbeat going. And if you've been following water and weather stories in Central Texas, the Austin American-Statesman recently gathered together a powerful collection, 35 photographs that capture what this region has been living through. Floods, heat, everyday moments that tell the real story of what it's like to be Central Texan right now. But that photo series is what I want to spend some real time with today, because it's the kind of storytelling that reminds us why pictures matter so much. The Austin American-Statesman put together these 35 images as a documentary snapshot of Central Texas life. Not just the dramatic weather events, but the human reality underneath them. We're talking about flooding that's disrupted communities, heat that's tested the region, and the ordinary resilience of people just trying to move through their days in the face of all that. What makes this collection worth your attention is that it's not just disaster photography. Yes, there are those dramatic moments, the water, the aftermath, the visible toll. But there's also the quieter stuff, the way neighbors show up, the way a community adjusts, the way life keeps going, even when the weather's throwing everything it's got at you. Central Texas has been through a lot in recent years when it comes to extreme weather. We've had dry spells that stress the land and our water systems. We've had rain events that come hard and fast. And through it all, there's a kind of grit that shows up in how people respond, not with panic, but with problem solving. These photographs are part of that larger conversation about who we are as a region and how we handle adversity. They're not just images, they're evidence. Evidence of what we've weathered, what we're carrying, and what we're capable of when we have to be. That's the kind of story that deserves to be looked at closely and maybe even shared around. If you know a Central Texas place, business, event, or story that deserves attention, drop it in the comments. Help me find what to cover next. I'm Sadie Belle, and this is Central Texas Story Guide. Let's go find the stories worth telling.